up begin with perhaps one of the biggest vindications of Prime Minister Modi's Sabka Saath vision. While the Islamophobia ecosystem fearmongers about Muslims being targeted constantly in our country, Pakistani Muslims have hailed the Prime Minister's outreach to all religions. Yes, we're talking about the Vishwa Sadbhavna event at Australia's Melbourne. Several Pakistani Muslims lauded the Prime Minister's leadership. They in fact also highlighted the Prime Minister's efforts to bring all religions on a common platform to ensure peace. This event was organized by the Indian minority community in Australia and was attended by religious leaders across the world, intellectuals, preachers. First up, listen in from the Muslim community members, some belonging to Pakistan as well, hail Prime Minister Narendra Modi and what he's done for minorities in India.
We recently had an event where we had a university, a new chapter of our university, Al-Jamiat Al-Saifia in Marol, and Modi ji himself had come, and one of the things he said to us, Sayyidina, was that, please don't call me with a lot of honorifics. I am a part of your household.
What I can say personally from my side, I've got lots of Indian friends, and I've seen them now getting united and doing a lot of activities. We've been part of their activities as well. I think there are now more outreach between Indians, Muslims, Pakistani Muslims all together. We want to bring the more commonalities than the difference. मोदी का तो मुमकिन है.
सर जो न्यूज़ देखता रहता हूँ जी, तो उसमें यही लगता है कि ही इज़ वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड जी. तमाम जितने भी रिलीजन हैं उन्हें एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे लेके आ रहे हैं और उनके लिए प्रोग्रेस की बात हो रही है और कोशिश हो रही है कि इन चीज़ों को लेके आगे चला जाए जिससे दुनिया में और ख़ास तौर पे उस खित्ते में अमन पैदा हो. तो आई थिंक ही इज़ ट्राइंग हिज बेस्ट.
Not just the Pakistani Muslim community, but even an Australian MP hailed the Prime Minister's respect for all religions.
Prime Minister Modi, you've got the biggest democracy in the world. We're very proud to say you'll be coming to Australia and you're doing an incredible job. And can I just say the Australian Indian community is so excited about your visit. I'm excited about it. The wider Australian community be excited about it, to have the world's #1 leader coming to Australia. We very much look forward to your visit. And it's going to be truly a great honour for me if I get the chance to meet Mr Modi, and you have a great following in Australia and you're doing an incredible job. What I like about his leadership is his ability to respect all people, work together and be very humble, which is something, can I say, not all political leaders are, and that's something about his quality, and that's why he's so loved around the world too. India is now a country regarded as having entrepreneurs. It's regarded as a country where you have a go of what you are doing and you'll get achievements with rewards from your hard work, and that's what I know Mr Modi has put in place, is the framework that if you're going to work hard, there's going to be benefits behind that.
So there you have the Australian MP talk about how not only is there immense love in Australia that exists for the Prime Minister, but also everyone respects his approach, his ability to respect all communities. Now remember, this is with regards to this event that took place in Melbourne in Australia, and members of various religious communities including Muslims, Christians, Sikhs in Australia praised Prime Minister Modi at this event, saying that he is one world leader that respects all communities. The Vishwa Sadbhavna event, an initiative that took place in Melbourne, religious leaders, intellectuals, scholars, preachers, researchers, all attending this event and hailing Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Apart from the Australian MP, just go across to Pranesh, because Pranesh, this once again puts the spotlight back on how in India several tried to peddle the narrative of how the BJP continues to target the minority communities, despite the Prime Minister's repeated reassurances in the latest we've seen on how he's directed his karyakartas to reach out to all minorities in our country. Pranesh.
Now, Prithvin, let's just quickly put this in context for our viewers. There's a well-oiled ecosystem that is backed by mainstream political parties in India, and that ecosystem operates not just in India but also abroad. Now, the principal agenda of that ecosystem is India bashing, and they have certain tools and toolkits that they unleash from time to time. What is the narrative that they build? They say that, look, Islamophobia is on the rise under Prime Minister Modi in India. Today, all those people who have even remotely backed that theory are being slapped by these Pakistani Muslims. Now, these are people not from the RSS. These are Pakistani Muslims who were speaking at a global event, and they said that Prime Minister is ensuring peace in India. He's really bridging the religious divide. I'm only quoting from what we've just heard, the comments that you heard from these people. What does it tell us? It tells us that there is a propaganda machinery that is out to mislead and malign India, and which is why when you have people like this coming out and saying...
And that propaganda machinery stands completely exposed once again this time around. Pranesh, let me quickly go across to Meghna as well. We have Madhav joining us on the broadcast too. But Meghna, this big question that is often asked on whether or not Muslims are better off in India, let's quickly fact check all of those peddling that narrative. Let's show them the schemes by the man who calls himself the Pradhan Sevak and these schemes that have been initiated by his government.
Well, absolutely, Krithwin, because we want to put the politics aside. We are going to stick to the facts. Here's what policy-wise has been done for the minorities in India under the Pradhan Mantri. In fact, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, under which 2.31 crore houses have been built, 31% of those allocated are in 25 minority-dominated areas. Now, these are just the bare facts that we are laying down for our viewers. Under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, over 8 crore beneficiaries, 33% of these beneficiaries have been minorities as well. Under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, 9 crore total beneficiaries have benefited from this Yojana, of which 37% are from the minority communities. Then you have the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, 28 crore beneficiaries, out of which 37% are from the minority communities. Then you have the Skill India scheme, under which 25 lakh jobs have been given to the minorities via the skill development schemes as well. Then you have the UPSC coaching, 20 crore rupees have been given for UPSC coaching for minority students, this by the central government. There are several such schemes as well, which is why we want to keep the rhetoric aside, and perhaps this is the reason why even Pakistani Muslims today have come out and said that the Prime Minister is trying his best to ensure Sabka Saath.
Okay, thank you for that, Meghna. Madhav, if we put, the events in the last couple of months together and we stitch them together, be it the Prime Minister's interaction with the members of the Bohra community in the month of February, as recent as yesterday when he interacted with several spiritual leaders in Kerala belonging to the Christian community, so on and so forth. There are a number of events that we can highlight for our viewers, but the question remains that every time the Prime Minister is seen reaching out to the minorities, everybody in the opposition, this so-called ecosystem, links it to politics, links it to elections, and raises all of those questions time and again. But here is what several Muslim leaders from Pakistan have now said and exposed all of them.
Well, the government all along has maintained that the guiding philosophy of the government is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas. This is what the Prime Minister himself has repeated time and again, and very clearly this is what the BJP says is the policy as far as the government is concerned. Any other policy would be incorrect is what the BJP says, because whatever developmental schemes are there, as Meghna was indicating, the BJP has time and again repeated that there is no question of any discrimination of any citizen in that respect, and perhaps certain schemes have in fact even been focused more on minority dominated areas. Now, be that as it may, at an international event like this, when we see members of parliament from Australia, when we see citizens of other countries also coming out to, praise the role of what is happening here in terms of development, and as you rightly mentioned, the various attempts at outreach. Remember that it's not just the Northeast where recently we have seen members the Christian community voting for the BJP and its allies and the NDA as a whole. We've seen this happen in the past in states such as Goa as well, and that is what is very clearly being replicated at a political level, at least being attempted in the state of Kerala, where the Prime Minister met with 8 bishops of different denominations yesterday evening, apart from, of course, that roadshow where he directly tried to connect with people. Clearly, of course, the focus for the BJP at this point of time, going into the elections of 2024, is to take all along. Attempts have been made, as you rightly put it, to reach out to the Bohra community as well, and the events that the Prime Minister has attended as far as they are concerned in Mumbai and in Gujarat in the past. Clearly, of course, the attempt of the BJP has been to shake off any kind of baggage as far as appeasement is concerned on one side, as well as ensure